What's good, YouTube? This is Rage Real. So today's video, I want to show you guys this gun 5 receiver trips mini scheme in Madden 23. So if you enjoyed the video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So this formation can only be found in the run and shoot playbook. Again, this formation can only be found in the run and shoot playbook. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you guys who are here rocking with me and checking out my videos. And secondly, I just need you guys to know I don't do this YouTube to try to grow to, like 100,000 subs and, have all this money pouring in. I don't do this for that. I really do this because I genuinely enjoy coming up with schemes in practice mode, testing a few of them out in game, and then bringing them to you guys so you guys can also try them and have something, fun and unique to run on Madden. That's why I don't build my channel on growth. If I built my channel on growth, it would look completely different. I would do way more gameplay, way more super saturated edits. I would do way more, super saturated thumbnails. Those are things I would do if I truly cared about growing. Now, I want to grow organically, meaning I want to grow doing what I love to do, which is giving you guys schemes. Honestly, that's what I love to do on this game, and that's why I do what I do, okay? Just wanted to kind of let you guys know. Some of you guys know, some of you guys might not, but that's essentially me, So those of you guys that love it, love it. For those of you guys who want other things, there's other content creators doing other things. This is just what I love to do. And I'm on current gen until the new Madden comes out. So I won't switch over to next gen until the next Madden. So just, be expecting that. But without further ado, let's go on and dive right into this. So the good thing about this formation is that you automatically have 5 receivers out. So teams I love to do this with will be like the Seahawks, the Cardinals, or anybody who has 5 pretty decent speed receivers, or if you're on MUT, this is a great MUT scheme as well. If you have, a mobile quarterback and then you have, 5 pretty good receivers, or also if you don't want 5 receivers, you can sub in your tight end anywhere that you want to. So if you have, like I said, Noah Fant, you could put him in there somewhere. So if I didn't want this guy right here who has 91 speed, I could definitely just sub in Noah Fant, who has like 89 speed or something like that, who has a little bit better route running. So it literally just all depends on you. But if I was using the Seahawks and I wanted to use a scheme, this is how I would set it up. Now, sometimes it's going to vary depending on who we want running what route, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But the plays I want to go over is I want to go over curl flat, I want to go over smash, and I believe those are actually the only 2 plays that I want to go over. And we'll take a look at inside cross for a little bit. But mainly we're going to use this. We're going to use curl flats, and we're going to use smash and a tiny bit of inside cross to come up with a fire little mini scheme. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come out in curl flats. All right. So first and foremost, we're going to come out in dollar, and I subbed out the really good defensive line, put in some garbage ones, because if I don't, I'm going to get hollered at all day and night. And I put in safeties at the linebacker spot to try to simulate somebody using a lighter style defense online. So we also have all the speed around. So we're going to go over cover 2, cover 3, man coverage, and cover 4 drop. So we're going to come out in cover 3. Now, when you run this offense, you typically want to have your 3 receivers to the wide side, but it's not mandatory, if that makes sense. But you just don't want them on the short side. So if you notice they're on the short side, you go ahead and flip your offense, but you really want to keep those 3 players to the wide side. So let me put them my controller on defensive lineman. Now, there's a couple setups that I like out of this. So for the first one, we're going to take circle, put them on a streak. We're going to take R1, we're going to put them on an in route. We're going to take triangle, put them on a drag, and that is all that we're going to do. So you might be wondering why I didn't put R1 on the drag. And the reason why I prefer the in route over the drag is that we want this in route to develop really slow. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. So for our read progressions, you want to read triangle, and then X is going to be your last style read. I say last because normally your user is going to go user that play right there. Well, that route, excuse me. They're normally going to go user that. So what I love to read right here is between this drag route right here, because normally this is almost always going to be open. You'll be able to hit this really quick. A lot of times you can, turn up field and get about 5-6 yards off of this drag route. So this drag route is just really tough to stop because of this in route. Because this in route is going to push back any of the outside, the mid reads, the hook zone, the vertical hooks is going to push them back a little bit, and that's just going to allow us to hit this almost every time. Now, my second read I love to make is right here, and it all depends on where the user is. So right here, this is actually the hook zone right here, And it all depends on where the user goes. So if the user kind of follows this, because what happened is if the user's on this side, he's going to follow this route. Either he's going to run with it or he's going to let it go and come back and try to guard this. But either way, if you see that the user is not right here, I love to hit this throw right here, because normally any outside zones, whether they're zone dropping or not, they're going to get right here or they're going to be right next to him on this side, which means we'll have this throw open right here just about every single time. So again, that was cover 3. So let's kind of show you cover 2. So cover 2, I don't love this setup a lot against cover 2, because there's better ways to split cover 2 for a one-play touchdown inside of this formation. There's actually a ton of ways, and I'm gonna talk to you about those in a second. But in case you were curious, I want to go ahead and show you. It's right there. They get a great bull rush animation. But you kind of see why I don't like cover 2 so much. But we do get a unique opportunity to possibly hit the ball on the sideline. So versus cover 2, it all depends on what they're doing and if they're zone dropping or not. But this throw can technically be an option depending on who you have and who they have in safety. But that is a risky read. But like I said, there's better ways to bomb cover 2 in this playbook, and I'll show you here in a second. But one thing I will say is that this route, this deep half, actually does a great job of kind of midpointing both of these routes. So it makes this read right here really, really tough, which means that realistically against cover 2, your best bet is most of the time to go ahead and really hit one of these two in the middle right now. And if the user's in the middle, then I don't like this setup, because obviously we're going to be bad if the user's in the middle. And again, there are better setups that I'm about to show you that you can bomb cover 2 for one-play touchdown. So those would be the ones I would run. I wouldn't run this setup versus cover 2. As you can tell, it just naturally does a pretty good job, and this deep half is what makes it hard. So really your only choice, if you happen to run, if they happen to play cover 2, you happen to run this play, then your only choice is just really to just push this ball to the outside. And I'll show you that real quick. But like I said, in a second here, after I get done breaking down this play, I'm going to show you the one-play touchdowns that I was telling you about. So again, circle on the streak, R1 on the in route, triangle on the drag. And like I said, it's something you have to notice, you know. So notice how we could throw it on the sideline. We didn't get our feet in bounds, but you get the idea. Now that's just if you notice it. But again, I personally wouldn't throw that. Personally, I would just rather bomb their cover 2 for a one-play touchdown. So anyways, cover 4 drop, I want to show you that the same setup will work versus cover 4 drop, the same reads. Everything is literally the exact same. So we can have triangle, we can have X, and we also can have R1, you know. So just showing you that if you don't want to wait on that X route to get open, you definitely don't have to, okay? So man coverage, whoop, I didn't even do that. Let's go back to, here we go. All right, so man coverage is a tad bit different. It all just depends on what style of man they're playing, because we know if the opponent's playing a deep half, then this X route is almost obsolete. So one thing I like to do is take R1, put them on a slant. I like to take square, put them on a drag. I do like to take triangle, put them on a streak. Or if you want to, you can do streak by square, triangle on the drag. It's up to you. So essentially with this setup, all we're doing is we're just reading between X, we're reading between R1, and we're reading between triangle. Now, if you want to, you can do a double slant concept. And the only reason why is because these two routes are not going to be ran at the same depth, meaning that we can put a slant on the field and these two routes will still have good spacing. So this is another setup that I do like, and I'll go ahead and show you here, and it all depends on who you have running it. So what I mean is I want you to notice the space, and I didn't throw it for a reason, because I wanted you just to pay attention to the spacing. So if you wanted to run this play versus man coverage, what you must do, you must put your best route runner here, because you need this route to beat his man. And the only way he beats his man is if you have a great matchup. So notice right here how he kind of gets a little beat up, and then he's kind of, you know, Carpenter's pretty fast, but he's kind of on his hip, you know. So we really don't want that, because what you want to do, you want to be able to throw this ball right now if you need to. And you want to be able to possession catch this ball right about here. And since this is a linebacker, a safety at linebacker, that may give you the animation, but you don't want to bank off that, you know. So essentially, your read progression is going to be simple. So you're going to read between either one of these slants, and it all depends on who you have running these slants. Because we don't do a motion over slant, which means that if he gets pressed, he's going to get pressed, you know. So right here, notice how, you know, he's just not that good of a receiver, so he's going to get beat up. But right here, you know, this is Tyler Lockett. So Tyler Lockett is going to be able to have better route runners, so that's why he gets separation. So again, it literally, you would put your 3 best route runners in these 3 spots. That's basically how you would think about it. Your fast players, you would just throw them on the outsides. So that way you can have easy reads. All right, so continue on with man coverage. I'll show you one more time, but circle on the streak, R1 on the slant, triangle on a slant, and then you can take square, put them on a streak or a fade. And again, sometimes you can get away with smart route and X's route, so I just smart routed it. This is what it looks like if I don't smart route it. It's barely a difference, but you can, you know. So right here, I'm trying to show you X that you want to be able to throw that ball right up in there. Of course, as I throw a pick. But that if you want to throw that and they have deep pass, that's your best bet is throwing it in that exact spot. But you need your best route runner there to be able to secure that catch. But that's everything I like to do out of that particular play. Well, for now, but next I should say, let's go over smash. Now, smash, this is a natural cover 2 beater, so you can naturally beat cover 2 for a 1-play touchdown using the smash setup. So literally all you have to do is snap the ball. It's naturally gonna beat cover 2 for a 1-play touchdown, and you'll have that every single time versus cover 2. That's why I was telling you that there's better ways to beat cover 2. So that's one way, and I'll show you that here again. So notice they're already cover 2. And we're all gonna go to smash, and literally you don't have to set anything up, you don't have to do nothing cute. You can just literally just run this. I don't know what kind of throw that was, but you get the idea that it's literally gonna be wide open for a 1-play touchdown. All right, so moving forward, cover 2. There's actually another play in here, inside cross, that's going to naturally beat cover 2. Again, you have to do nothing to set this play up. You literally just pick it, and you're gonna come out in it, and it doesn't matter if there's zone dropping, not zone dropping. We're gonna have square right there for a 1-play touchdown. Now, what I will say is, if your opponent is zone dropping, then that cover 2 touchdown is gonna get open a lot faster. The reason it got open kind of slow right there is because they're zone chucking them. But not all the people, a lot of times people don't just run stop coverage. A lot of times they're gonna zone drop somebody. When they start zone dropping people, they're not gonna get any zone chucks on them, meaning that they're gonna let them just fly past them. Now look how fast DK got open that time. Notice how it took almost no time. And that's because I did baseline, which simulates a zone drop because nobody got touched off the line. So again, you kind of see why I really love that play. So going back to smash, there's actually a cover 4 drop beater out of this as well that you can get a 1-play touchdown with versus cover 4 drop. And there's also a cover 4 quarters beater that's going to get a 1-play touchdown versus cover 4 quarters. So those are the two I want to look at real quick. So for this, all you need to do is take R1, put them on an in route. You want to smart route his in route, and I like to take square and put them on a drag, but you definitely don't have to, but I like to take square, put them on a drag. And with this setup right here, we're actually going to be able to split cover 4 drop for a 1-play touchdown. As right there, I'm just getting, I'm really getting a lot of under pressure, but we'll go into replay. I'll show you one more time, then we'll move on, and then that's pretty much going to be the video. So anyways, the reason that this works is because of this route right here. What this does is it's going to drive the safety this way, and what happens is it's kind of a miscommunication where he's not passing it off to him correctly, and it's because of this in-route combination. And it's because of how this streak is ran, how it starts off hugging his side. And so it's going to glitch him out to where he's not going to know that he has to go back there. And about time he does, you're going to be able to throw it out here for a 1-play touchdown. Now, you'll see here in a second that sometimes those safeties are going to slide a whole lot more inside, and it's going to be even more wide open. So if you're wanting to bomb cover 4 drop, your opponent's in cover 4 drop, I love this setup because what's going to happen is they're going to want to guard this in route with their user if they're using on hook zone. So if they're doing something that looks like they're using this guy or this guy, they're going to want to use it at hook zone, and we're going to be able to bomb them right up the middle. So again, if you want to run this, you want to put your fastest player here. So I would put DK in it, in this spot, or I would put Tyler Lockett. Not Tyler Lockett, I didn't mean to say him. Marquise Goodwin. I will put either DK or Goodwin right there. That's me personally. But I want you to watch. So notice how the safety is going to slide so far inside, and that's what's going to allow us to actually throw it over the top of the boy's head for a 1-play touchdown. Now, this same setup can be used versus technically you can split man coverage with it as well, technically. But you need whoever your fastest player is needs to go right here, or your best route runner, fastest player or best route runner. So let's go to smash. Let's take R1, put him on an in route, smart route, and then we're going to put square on the drag. So versus man coverage, your reads are going to be between X. Then you want to read this in route, and you want to read the drag last. So again, you kind of want to see if X can beat his man. So notice right here, you kind of can throw X. It just literally depends on who you have running that route. You need it to be your fastest player, because normally that's going to be some type of linebacker that's matched up onto him because of where he is. Normally it's not going to be your slot cornerbacks just because of just because of personnel. That's why it's not going to be that way. But anyways, One more thing I want to show you with this smash. So what I'm gonna do here is I want to show you versus cover 4 quarters, and I want to show you it's not just, you know, there are some things your opponents can do to stop this particular setup, and we can also counter. So let's go to smash, and what we're gonna do here is go to dollar, and we are going to go to not dollar, excuse me. We're going to nickel over, and I put in garbage defensive line, and I put in, you know, the personnel is still the exact same basically. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come out and cover 4 quarters, and then I'm going to show you cover 6, because that's the only 2 match covers they have in this particular formation. So we're going to use the same setup that we would for cover 2, and again, we're talking about cover 4 quarters right now. And I'll show you press versus not press. But this is not press, so notice what happens. He's just, I mean, you know, you just can't ask for it to be more wide open than that. And it's gonna be that way in game because your opponent's not gonna run with them. So if your opponent's trying to cover 4 quarters and you want to just get an easy one-play touchdown, normally your opponent's gonna be here. So what's gonna happen is normally your opponent's gonna follow this for half a second, and either A, they're gonna take their player and they're going to run with him and go up top and guard him. And if they do that, what's going to happen is that if you can picture this guy not here no more because he's going to be up top, we'll have this in route all day and night. We'll have that all day, and we also have our drag all day, you know. So we're putting that user in a tough spot, which is why that's actually a really great play. So I'll show you press to show you that it doesn't matter if it's press or not. And again, that setup is R1 in route, smart route is in route, square on a drag, and that is all we're going to do. And you can notice that it's going to be literally the same exact thing. All you want to do is just float the ball, and we'll have a one-play touchdown. So again, just kind of showing you that now. Cover 6, Cover 6 actually does a really great job of guarding this play. Can't really, I could tell you why, but not in this video. But essentially, if they run any cover 6, notice how everything's going to match up really well. The only thing you have a chance at is R1, but they really do a great job of sewing that up. But what I teach you in the ebooks is that there's other plays to run. So for example, if I notice my opponent's running cover 6 a lot because they just bagged me, maybe they just bagged me off of 2 setups, and then they're like, okay, cover 6 is what I have to run against this guy. So what we can actually do is just start doing other stuff. So we can go to sorry, I thought I had it in here, curl flat. So hold on real quick, and then I just want to show you this, and then this will be done with the video. But this is kind of just bonus. I'm just showing you how how my ebooks are in a sense. Showing you, like, if your opponent does this, then you can do this. If your opponent does this, you can do this. Basically, I'm showing you there's answers to everything inside of the schemes that I give you. So let's go to curl flat, and let's say your opponent's running cover 6, right? And you try the setups I gave you in today's videos, and you're just like, well, they just bagging me. Now, let me show you how I would think, or how the ebooks would be. So I'm like, hey, versus cover 6, if you're having trouble, this is what I like to do. I'll take circle, put them on the street. I'll take square right here. I'll put them on a baby in route, and we're going to take this guy and motion him across, right? And what's going to happen is we're going to motion snap this ball. We're going to have a 2-way read, really. We're going to have square, and we're going to have X literally every single time. We're going to have those every single time, and this will kill but this setup right here will kill every zone coverage in the game. Literally every zone coverage, you'll have the same read between this in route, and then you're going to read between this this corner route right here. It's your typical flood concept, and flood concepts work really great versus this match style coverage right here, because no matter what, the user's going to be wrong, because this is going to be your user in cover 6, and he has to right now decide between this in route, which he's going to lead. He's going to come back for this in route, and then he's going to give up this throw every single time. So again, there's always answers. That's all I wanted you to notice, that there's always answers. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell. I'm out.